Hello students, my name is Pragati Misra. In our last video, we have completed a topic which is known as Cauchy-Euler form. This is also known as linear differential equation with constant coefficients. Today we will discuss a new topic which is named as differential equation of first order but not of first degree. That is, in this case, we will take that type of differential equation whose order is 1 but their degree is greater than 1. Okay, so I am going to start the video. So, the general form of this type of differential equation of degree greater than 1, that is, its degree must be greater than 1, is given by P0 dy by dx raised to power n plus P1 dy by dx raised to power n minus 1 plus P2 dy by dx raised to power n minus 2 and so on. Pn is equal to 0. Here you can see that the derivatives have the power greater than 1 because it is given that degree is always greater than 1. We were discussing about the differential equation whose degree was 1 in our previous videos. But now this type of differential equation is present in a first order but its degree is always greater than 1. So the value of n is always greater than or equal to 2. And P0, P1, P2 and so on, Pn are the functions of some x and y. And dy by dx, here we can replace dy by dx by p. So this type of functions are known as differential equation of first order but not of first degree. So I hope you understand the definition. Now I am going to tell you how many forms we can represent, in how many forms we can represent such type of differential equation. The solution of such type of equation exists in two forms. The first one is Cartesian form. Cartesian form. In the Cartesian form, only x, y and arbitrary constants are involved. So, the Cartesian form says that in the solution of the differential equation, x, y and c are involved. For example, I can take y square is equal to cx plus c square. Here you can see this is the solution of such type of differential equation. You have given a differential equation of this form and after solving you will get a solution of this form in which only x, y, because they are Cartesian coordinates, x, y and the constant c are involved. So if you are getting a solution of this kind, you can say that the solution is obtained in the Cartesian form. Now I am going to take the second form of such type of differential equation which is known as parametric form. So the second form is parametric form. In the second form, which is known as parametric form, we will take x as some function of p and c, where p is the derivative of y with respect to x and some constant c, and y will be taken as some function of f2, p and c, where p is equal to dy by dx. This is also present in the Cartesian form, but this Cartesian form must be a function of derivative and some constant, and this is also the function of derivative and some constant. And since we are talking about the differential equation of first order but not the first degree, so the constant which is involved here and here both will be same because the order of the differential equation is 1, so only one arbitrary constant is obtained here. Now from these two equations we will eliminate the p. So we eliminate p from x and y. Sorry, there is some mistake. We will get the solution of this form and this form. You have given an equation from which you have to eliminate p. After eliminating p, we get the general solution. We get the general solution. I am writing it as GS, that is known as general solution. And sometimes we are not able to eliminate P from X and Y. In that case we can write same X F1 P comma C, and Y is the function of P comma C as the solution. If we are not able to eliminate P, if we are not able to eliminate P, then this is our solution. That is, the function which is present in this form becomes our solution, is the solution. So in this way we can get the required solution. I want to repeat this form again. Firstly, you have given an equation which is present in the differential equation of first degree but not of the first order. That is, it is present in this form. You have to take X and Y, that is, you have to separate all the functions at one side and X at one side, and here you have to take Y at one side and other functions at one side, and then you will try to eliminate P from the equations, and after eliminating P we can get the required general solution. And sometimes we are not able to eliminate P. In that case, these terms, that is the terms that we got after taking X at one side and F1 of P and C at one side, that becomes our solution. So I will tell you three methods to solve such type of differential equation. Firstly, we will discuss about solvable for P, and then we will discuss about the equation solvable for Y, and then we will take the last and third method which is known as solvable for X. So I will discuss one method at each day. Today I am going to take the first method which is known as solvable for P. So there are three methods, as I told you: solvable for P, solvable for Y, solvable for X. Now I am going to tell you that how to solve a differential equation when it is solvable for P. So firstly, you have given a differential equation of this form: P0 P raised to power n. This P is nothing but P is equal to dy by dx. Here each small p means dy by dx. So its power is n. So we can say this is the differential equation of first order but not of the first degree. And P1 P raised to power n minus 1 plus and so on plus Pn. This P0, P1 and so on Pn are all functions of x and y, as I told you. So after factorizing it, we can get a solution of this form: P minus F1 of xy. If you have any confusion, I will take an example to show how to apply this method on any question. So you just see how to apply this method. And then suppose this is n degree polynomial, this is of form n degree polynomial, so there must be n roots of this differential equation. So I am going to find that. Suppose there are n roots for this differential equation and they are coming in this form. So this becomes P minus Fn of x comma y. So these are the roots of this differential equation and they are present in the product form, and that is equal to 0. So if we solve, we can get P is equal to, if we solve each term separately, because if the product of n terms are 0, then there must be some terms which are equal to 0. So if we equate P minus F1 of xy as 0, then we get P is equal to F1 of xy. F1 of xy, and then we can write P as dy by dx, because our small p is equal to dy by dx, and that is equal to F1 of xy. Now we can solve it by variable separable method. As I told you in my previous videos, you just continue to watch my previous lectures, you will easily get each and every concept. So after solving this, we will get an arbitrary constant. Since it is a first order differential equation, so we will get only one arbitrary constant. Suppose this is our solution for first term, that is the first root. For the first root of this differential equation, we are getting one solution. Similarly for second, P is equal to F2 of xy. and we can write it as dy by dx is equal to f2 of xy. After solving by variable separable method, we will again get a solution which is f2 of xy c is equal to 0. Proceeding this method, we can get n solutions for this differential equation, because this is an nth order nth degree differential equation. So we will get one solution for each term, each factor of this differential equation. So we can write it as dy by dx is equal to fn of xy. After solving, we will get another solution, that is fn of xy c is equal to 0. Here you can see I am taking the same arbitrary constant for each root, because this is the differential equation of first order. So we will get only one arbitrary constant in each case. So for some arbitrary constant c, constant c. Now the solution is nothing but the product of all these functions that we obtained after solving it by variable separable method. So when we solve this type of differential equation, the solution is f1 of xyc into f2 of xyc into and so on dot fn of xyc is the solution, is the general solution for this differential equation. I will take one more class to show how to understand that our solution is general or particular. So I will tell you this also. Firstly, you just understand this is the general solution, because arbitrary constant is involved here. So in this form we can get the solution of such type of differential equation when we are solving it as by the method solvable for p. So I am taking one example to show how to apply this method on any question. So this is our first example. Now you can see in our previous videos the examples that we were taking, it was present in the form differential equation. That differential equation was of first degree, but that was not of first order. There was some greater order of the derivatives, but here you can see the derivatives are present in the first order, but their degree is greater than 1. So we can call them the differential equation of first order but not of the first degree. So we can write each dy by dx as p. So put dy by dx. If the question is given in the form of p, then it is easy to solve, but if it is given in this form, then you can understand that its degree, it is present in of first order, but its degree is 2 here, degree is 1 here. So you can understand this is the differential equation of first order but not of the first degree. So firstly we will put each dy by dx as p. So this equation takes the form p square minus 5p plus 6 is equal to 0. If we factorize it, we can easily get p minus 3, p minus 2 is equal to 0. As I told you that this p is equal to what? This p is equal to dy by dx. So firstly we will equate each term of this, because if the product of two function is equal to 0, then that is necessary that one of the function is 0. So we will equate each of the term equal to 0 one by one. So if we take p minus 3 as 0 here, then p is equal to dy by dx. And if we take 3 at this side, right side, then it becomes dy by dx is equal to 3. Now we can apply the variable separable method here. So if we apply, this becomes dy is equal to 3 dx, and on integrating it gives us y is equal to 3x plus c. This is where c is arbitrary constant. So this is our solution. If we take these terms this side, so it becomes y minus 3x minus c is equal to 0. So this is the first solution. Since this is the product of two terms, so we will take only two terms. If it is an nth degree differential equation, then we have to take nth terms and nth roots. Then after multiplying all those terms, we can get the required general solution. So I am taking this term. It becomes p minus 2 is equal to 0. So dy by dx is equal to 2. After putting p as dy by dx equal to p, and then dy is equal to 2 dx. So it becomes y is equal to 2x plus c. And if we take it in LHS, then it becomes y minus 2x minus c is equal to 0. So this is the solution for the first root, and this is the solution for the second root. So the general solution for this differential equation, general solution is the product of these two functions, that is y minus 3x minus c is equal to y minus 2x minus c is equal to 0. So this is the solution for such type of differential equation. I hope you understand. You can write it also as for understanding that f1 of x comma y comma c. Here you can see this is the function of x, y and c, and this is also the function of x, y and c. This is our f1, this is our f2. The product of these two terms will give us the general solution, and that is our required solution. So in this way we can solve any differential equation. I will take some more examples to show how to apply this method properly on any question. So this is our next example. Now you can see this is present in the form of p. So we have no need to replace dy by dx by p. So firstly we will take p at one side and other terms at the other side. So it becomes 3x minus a raised to power 2 by 4x. If we take the root on both sides, this becomes p is equal to plus minus 3x minus a, because the root get cancelled by square, by 2 root x. Now p can be written as dy by dx is equal to 3x minus a, I am taking positive sign, by 2 root x. I am taking positive sign at one side and negative sign at other side, because this is giving me, how here you can see this is present in the second degree. So if it is present in second degree, it must have two solutions. So first one is obtained by taking positive sign and second one is obtained by taking negative sign. So this is for positive sign and this is for negative sign. So for negative sign we will get dy by dx is equal to minus 3x minus a by 2 root x. If we integrate it, then we get, by easily we can separate it, because here you can say this is the function of x only, and if we integrate by variable separable method, it can be easily solved. So dy is equal to, if we separate them, then this becomes 3 by 2 root x minus a by 2 root x applied over dx. On integrating we get y is equal to 3 by 2. The integration of root x dx becomes 2 by 3 x raised to power 3 by 2 minus a by 2, and the integration of 1 by root x becomes 2 into root x plus integrating constant c. Here 2 get cancelled by 2, 2 get cancelled by 2, 3 get cancelled by 3. So our solution is y is equal to x raised to power 3 by 2 minus a root x plus c. If we take all the terms at one side, then this becomes y minus 3x raised to power 3 by 2 minus a root x minus c is equal to 0. This is equivalent to our first function, which is known as f1 of x comma y comma c. And now we will calculate the second function and take the product of these two functions, then we can get the required general solution for this differential equation. So after integrating this term, we get dy is equal to negative, here we will take negative sign, it becomes 3 by 2 root x minus a by 2 root x. Here x is also present. So after solving, we will get the same term 3 by 2 root x minus a by 2 root x applied over the function dx. If we integrate it, we get negative x raised to power 3 by 2 positive a root x plus c. So if we take all the terms at one side, this gives me f2 of x by c. That is equivalent to y. We are taking all the terms at in LHS, so then it becomes y plus x raised to power 3 by 2 minus a root x minus c is equal to 0. So these are the solutions for our differential equation. Now the product of these two terms will give us the required general solution. So the general solution is the product of these two. So f1 of x by c into f2 of x by c is equal to 0. We can write it as y minus x raised to power 3 by 2 minus a root x minus c into y plus x raised to power 3 by 2 minus a root x minus c is equal to 0. So this is the required general solution for our differential equation, which is present in the first order but not of the first degree. So I hope you understand. In our tomorrow's video, we will discuss about the differential equation which are solvable for x, and then we will discuss the type which is solvable for y again. And I hope you like the content. If you have any doubt regarding this video, you can ask me in the comment section. Thanks for watching. If you are liking my content, please subscribe my channel. I need your support. Thank you.